Men are so easy to fool. My husband? Even easier. Jason thinks I'm the perfect wife. The doting, affectionate, soft-spoken woman who always remembers his favorite meal, leaves handwritten love notes in his briefcase, and surprises him with weekend getaways just because. He calls me his soulmate. His best friend. The love of his life. It's almost sweet. Almost. If only he knew the truth. See, Jason has this adorable habit of assuming things. Assuming I'm working late when I text him, "Long night, babe. Don't wait up." Assuming I'm actually at brunch with the girls when I post an old picture on Instagram, captioned mimosas and girl talk. Assuming I spend my afternoons at yoga when, in reality, I'm tangled up in silk sheets at the Grand Royale with a man who is not my husband. I've never had to try that hard to keep up the illusion. Men, especially ones like Jason, want to believe their wives are faithful. They ignore the late nights, the lingering glances, and the sudden interest in new lingerie that he never gets to see. Denial is a powerful thing. And Jason? He's been drowning in it for years. I wasn't always like this. Once upon a time, I was just another woman in love. A good woman. The kind who sent good morning texts, baked for his coworkers, and gave him foot rubs after a long day. But then I met David. David was my first mistake. We met at a work conference in Chicago. Jason had kissed me goodbye at the airport and told me to call him every night. I'd promised I would. Meant it, too. But then there was David. Sharp suit, confident smirk, and eyes that said he already knew what I tasted like. It started with drinks. Then drinks turned into lingering touches. And lingering touches turned into his hands gripping my hips in a hotel room 3 floors above mine. The first time, I told myself it was just an accident. The second time, I told myself it was the last. By the 5th time, I had stopped lying to myself altogether. Because the truth was, I liked it. I liked the rush, the secrecy, the way David made me feel like someone new. And when it was over, I liked slipping back into my normal life, kissing Jason on the cheek and telling him I missed him. And that's where it should have ended. One man. One affair. One dirty little secret. But that's the thing about temptation. Once you let it in, it never leaves. It wasn't long before I craved more. More risks, more bodies, more lies whispered into the dark. David wasn't enough anymore. So I found another. Then another. There was Alex, my gym trainer. Built like a god, always watching me in the mirrors, always finding excuses to correct my form. I let him. And then I let him take me to his apartment one evening when Jason thought I was at Pilates. Then there was Liam, Jason's coworker. A bold move, even for me. But Liam was persistent. And, if I'm being honest, I liked the thrill. I had a system. Different locations. Different alibis. Never the same excuse twice. I knew the game. And I played it well. Jason never suspected a thing. Not when I started taking solo spa weekends. Not when I started leaving for morning runs and coming back with my hair messier than before I left. Not when he'd reach for me at night, and I'd turn away, claiming I was just exhausted. God, he was blind. Or maybe I was just that good. But here's the thing about a perfect lie. It only stays perfect if no one's looking too closely. And Jason? He was about to open his eyes. Jason thought he was being sneaky. Cute. Men are funny. They think silence makes them mysterious and unreadable. If they stop asking questions, we'll stop suspecting they already know the answers. Jason was no different. For months, he was the same predictable husband, kissing my forehead every morning, texting me at lunch, curling around me at night like he couldn't sleep without my warmth. But then, the shift. Subtle. Almost imperceptible. Jason stopped asking about my nights out. No more, "How was brunch, babe?" No more, "Did you have fun at the gym?" Instead, just an easy smile, a nod, a forced indifference that might have worked on another woman. But I knew. He wasn't ignoring my lies. He was collecting them. Counting them like ammunition. And that wasn't all. Jason, the man who never cared for his phone, suddenly wouldn't put it down. It was always in his pocket, always turned face down when we were together. At night, it stayed under his pillow, screen dimmed, notifications silenced. Was he tracking me? Monitoring my calls? It would have been a smart move, if he wasn't so obvious. And then there was Sarah. Poor, oblivious, horrible liar Sarah. She's been my best friend for years, the perfect alibi, the perfect shield. Jason must have thought so too, because one evening over dinner, he casually asked, "Hey, when's that Miami trip you and Sarah planned?" I didn't flinch. Didn't blink. Because I already knew. Jason was testing me. The Miami trip was a smokescreen. A beautiful, bulletproof cover story I had been weaving for months. Booked flights, fake reservations, a group chat filled with strategically placed messages. Sarah and the girls were all in on it. When the time came, my husband would kiss me goodbye at the airport. Watch me go. Believe, truly believe, that I was halfway across the country. Meanwhile, I'd be somewhere else entirely. I had planned for everything. Everything, except for Jason's next mistake. One evening, I walked into the kitchen, tossing my keys onto the counter. And there it was, his old laptop, wide open, waiting for me like a gift. I almost didn't look. Almost. But curiosity is a wicked thing. And Jason? Jason had just played himself. Because on that screen, clear as day, was a live GPS tracking site. My name. My car. My movements. I stared at it for a long time. Not in shock. Not in fear. But amusement. Oh, Jason. He thought he had me cornered. Thought he was one step ahead. But the thing about men like Jason? They always forget. I don't panic. I calculate. I strategize. And now? I knew exactly what to do next. And it was going to hurt him more than he ever imagined. He thought he was setting a trap, I was setting a bigger one. Jason must have felt so smart. Sitting in his car, gripping the steering wheel, eyes locked on the entrance of the hotel like some detective in a cheap crime show. Thinking he was about to catch me red-handed. Pathetic. If Jason had any real sense, he'd understand by now, I don't make mistakes. If he could track me here, it's because I wanted him to. I walked into that hotel like I had nothing to hide. Chin up, shoulders back, confident. The key to getting away with anything is acting like you already have. David was waiting for me in the lobby, flashing that cocky grin I used to find irresistible. He leaned in, kissed my cheek, and I let him. Because I knew Jason was out there, watching. I draped a hand over David's arm, and let my fingers linger just long enough. Smiled. Tossed my hair back. If Jason was taking pictures, I just gave him everything he needed. And now? I just had to finish the job. On the elevator ride up, I pulled out my phone, my fingers moving fast, precise. I texted Jason, about to hit the beach. Miss you, babe. I hit send. A beautiful, undeniable lie. Miami, my ass. I pictured Jason sitting in his car, phone in hand, staring at my text while I was right in front of him. Jason, I just fed you the bait. Let's see if you bite. I didn't stay with David long. I wasn't here for him. 20 minutes later, I was back in my car, heading home like nothing happened. The drive was smooth. Easy. The kind of drive you take when you already know you've won. And then, the moment of truth. I stepped into the house, dropping my keys on the table, and there it was. Jason's little trap. Waiting for me. Imagine this, you think you've caught your partner red-handed, proof in hand, ready to watch them crumble. But instead of guilt, instead of shame, they just smirk. Tell me, What would you do if your spouse admitted to cheating and didn't even flinch? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And before we dive in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, because trust me, this story? It's about to get wicked. Jason sat at the dining table, phone in hand, waiting. No pacing. No yelling. Just sitting there like some brooding, heartbroken detective, his eyes flickering between fury and pain. Oh, baby. You are so out of your league. I let my heels click against the floor as I set my bag down, stretching my arms like I had nothing to hide. Ugh, Miami was amazing. I needed that trip so bad. Jason didn't respond. I saw it then, that little flicker of restraint. His fingers tightened around his phone, his jaw clenched just slightly. He knew. Or at least, he thought he did. Good. I grabbed a bottle of water, twisted the cap open, and took a slow sip, keeping my back turned. Give him space to build up his anger. Let it fester, let it burn. Because here's the thing about men like Jason, they want a confession. They want guilt. They want tears, begging, and regret. I wasn't giving him any of that. I turned around just as he cleared his throat. Finally. How was the beach? Still playing it cool. Still pretending. Perfect, I said, tilting my head. Why? His lips pressed into a thin line. No response. He wanted me to squirm. I almost laughed. Instead, I leaned against the counter, letting the silence stretch. Let him break first. And sure enough, he did. Jason slid his phone across the table toward me. Explain this. I took my time picking it up. No rush. No hesitation. No fear. And there it was. A picture. Me. Standing in front of the hotel. Ah. So that's his big move. I smirked, setting the phone down without even blinking. Cute. Jason's face fell. I swear, I could hear his heart shatter. See, that's the thing about catching someone in a lie, you expect them to crumble. To panic. To beg. I didn't. Instead, I folded my arms and leaned in just a little. You really think you caught me? Jason's Adam's apple bobbed as he swallowed. I smiled. Babe. I've been doing this for 2 years. Silence. Thick, suffocating silence. Jason looked like he wanted to throw up. Or scream. Or both. He opened his mouth, then closed it. Hands tightening into fists. The rage, the betrayal, it was all over his face, but I didn't feel bad. Not even a little. I picked up my water bottle, took another slow sip, and turned toward the hallway. Anyway, I'm exhausted. Gonna take a shower. But then. Jason spoke. Low. Dangerous. Steady. I already sent this to your parents. I stopped. For the first time, my pulse actually jumped. Slowly, I turned my head. Jason leaned back in his chair, phone in hand, a new expression on his face. Not heartbreak. Not rage. Satisfaction. He tilted the screen toward me. A text. Sent. To my parents. With the picture attached. My smirk faltered. Oh. Now this just got interesting. I inhaled through my nose, and exhaled slowly. That's cute. Jason leaned forward. You ruined this marriage. Let's see what happens when your family knows exactly who you are. I studied him. The way his hands clenched the phone, the way his breathing was just a little too fast. He wanted war? Fine. Let's go to war. Revenge is a dish best served with divorce papers. Too bad Jason never learned how to cook. Jason files for divorce first thing in the morning. Predictable. Almost disappointing. He doesn't storm in, doesn't yell. No dramatic accusations. Just a man holding a thick envelope like it's his ticket to victory. I glance up from my coffee. That for me? Don't act surprised. His voice is steady, but his hands are tight around the papers. He wants me to break. It's over, Melissa. I sip my coffee, deliberately slow. Good. That throws him. He expected panic. Begging. Maybe even tears. He has no idea. Then my phone buzzes. Sarah. I answer casually, expecting her usual nosy update. Instead, her voice is hushed, urgent. Melissa. Jason wasn't the only one playing games. You've been cheated on too. I let out a sharp laugh, but something inside me clenches. David? The gym trainer? Jason knew about them. No. That's impossible. The coworker? Jason set him up. Sarah keeps talking, but my mind is already piecing it together. Jason wasn't just watching, he was waiting. He let me think I was untouchable while he orchestrated my downfall, gathering proof, and laying his little traps. I glance up. Jason is watching me carefully. Then I smile. Melissa. Sarah hesitates. Are you okay? I chuckle. Oh, I'm perfect. Jason tilts his head. Something funny? Yeah. I set my phone down and fold my arms. You really thought I'd be stupid enough to leave a paper trail? His face barely changes, but I see it, the flicker of doubt. The smallest crack. You played your little game, I continue, voice like silk. But did you ever stop to think, maybe I let you? His grip tightens on the divorce papers. Melissa. I lean forward. Jason, those hotel receipts? They don't prove anything, because I was never there long enough to do anything. Silence. I savor it. See, while you were busy tracking my affairs, I was tracking you. I grab my phone, tap a few buttons, and hold it up. A screen full of emails, forwarded messages, and, oh, bank transactions. Jason's face darkens. You weren't the only one playing detective, I whisper. You think I didn't know about her? His jaw clenches. Oh, yes. I knew. About his little side piece. About the offshore account. About the money he moved, thinking I'd be too distracted sneaking around to notice. See, Jason. I stand, stepping closer. I was always one step ahead. His breathing is heavy now. The calm act? Completely gone. I pluck the divorce papers from his hand. You're right. This is over. I tilt my head. By the way, my lawyer already filed yesterday. With a little extra something about your hidden assets. Jason's face drains of color. I smile sweetly. Oh, you didn't think I'd go down without a fight, did you? I grab my purse and brush past him, but pause at the door. One more thing, I say, glancing over my shoulder. Good luck with your new girlfriend. She's gonna be real disappointed when she finds out your accounts are frozen. I don't have to turn around to know he's fuming. Game over, Jason. And I always win. What do you think, was Melissa justified, or did Jason play his cards right? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you love this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to help the channel grow. More twisted tales coming soon.